Hey, Jim Hoffman here for EMS Office Hours. This is your Monday Minutes. Today, I know a lot of us out there right now are doing finals. National Registry exams are coming up, and some of us are even just starting our paramedic or EMT training. So what I wanted to do is I pulled out a couple of little nuggets from the EMS exam bootcamp that we have over at emsseo.com, and pulled out just three, I think, important tips that are I think key when you're taking exams in EMS. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about this later, but just try to think ahead, guys, when you are studying in school and all, that you need to learn as you go. Okay, so just sort of keep that in mind. All right, and I'll talk a little bit about this at the end of this short session here. Now, so do it in your head. What do I mean by this? Well, what I'm trying to suggest to you here, guys, is to read the question and then answer it in your head before you start reading what your choices are, what the answers available to you are. Now, what you're going to end up doing here is saving yourself a lot of time, and you'll actually end up building confidence in your ability to do well on the test if you just read the question and come up with the answer in your mind before you actually look at the answers. You're going to pretty much just be reaffirming or affirming the knowledge that you already have. In other words, the answers that you already know, right? Now, another important thing to think about is, when do you say to yourself, who cares what everyone else is doing, right? Well, what I mean by this, don't pay attention to what the other candidates, the other students are doing. Your test is about you, right? It's your exam, okay? Don't get distracted when other students get up, they turn in their test, and you start stressing out, oh my God, they're done before me. Maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe I'm not focusing. Maybe I'm messing up here, right? Don't think about that. Focus on what you need to do and give yourself the best chance to succeed. Black out those distractions. Remember that the first person that ends up standing up and hands your test in might not really have done so well. Maybe they didn't know what was going on. They were guessing. So don't get caught up in that and start trying to compete with those students that are turning their exam in first. Okay? Now, the last one is kind of specific. These are some an exam strategy that I think is important. And really, guys, your exam prep, it begins when you're in the classroom. It is not the night before the exam. It really starts before and after and during every class. Now, I want to make sure that you're doing these types of things to succeed. Now, what do I suggest you do? Well, sit in front of the class. Now, this might be painful to some of you out there, but the truth is, guys, that people that sit close to the front, we used to call them nerds in school, right? Those people that sit in the front of the classroom end up getting better grades, all right? Make sure that you read any text, chapters, or assignments before the class starts so that you have sort of a knowledge in your brain, okay, about what the instructor is going to be talking about when he starts talking about that concept or that topic, right? And now this is really important. I want you to try to think about asking a question, at least one question, during every class, okay? Now, some of us are uncomfortable asking questions, but really, guys, this can help you, all right? Even if you have to write it down the night before. Say to yourself, okay, when I get to class tomorrow, I'm going to ask my instructor a question, okay? And it could be anything, about EKG, about anatomy, physiology, something that's going on with the topic that you're speaking about at the time, okay? And go ahead and ask that one question. You don't want a litany of questions where you're taking up all the time of the class, but you want to be able to go ahead and maybe focus on one little key point that you are struggling with. Now, if you do this, you're going to find that engaging in this dialogue with your instructor and your classmates is going to help you retain that knowledge. Now, Finally, the learn as you go part, right? Now, when I say learn as you go, guys, you know, if you study, like I'm saying, before and during each class, ask these questions, all right, you're going to find that you're learning as you go. You're going to find that you're not going to end up needing to sit there and cram before every exam. You've been acquiring all this knowledge all along the way, right? So you're not going to be cramming for that information. You're going to know it already, and you're going to find you're going to be much more confident, and you're going to know that you've been acquiring that knowledge. Okay, so study as you go, guys. Learn as you go. It's very, very important you do that. I can't stress to you enough. Don't wait to study the night before the test. Okay, that's going to increase your stress. It's going to increase your incorrect answers, and it's going to, hinder the fact that you might not pass the exam. Now, these are just 3 quick tips here, guys. There's a lot more available in the webinar itself that I did with Greg Fries on exam prep and exam study techniques and skills and all that. You can go check it out. It's at emsseo.com. You can click this Join Now button here. It's the EMS Exam Bootcamp, okay? And some of the key points we talked about, things like testing anxiety, the exam basics, exam formats. We even talked about the NREMT cognitive-based exam, the computer-based test, okay? And we give you an exam breakdown, okay? We really dissect the exam questions. We break down a lot of the barriers when it comes to exams that can mean the difference of you passing or failing. Now, all of this is recorded. It's on video. It's on audio. There's a bunch of downloads, including what I've talked about today is just a small part of a 18-page transcript of the primary webinar, okay? In addition to that, there's a bunch of bonuses included as well, all right? And the bonuses alone, guys, are worth over $100 in my opinion, okay? So go check it out, guys. Click on this Join Now button here and go check that out. And, I think that the exam bootcamp that we did, probably one of the best bootcamps that we held, okay? And it was actually, I think, the very first one that we held at EMS Bootcamp. Okay, so go check it out. Check the Join Now link there, and you get all of the details on what's included in this and how it can help you pass your exam. All right, guys, that's it for me. I hope you can use these Monday Minutes. Go check out emsofficehours.com for more Monday Minutes and more episodes. This is Jim Hoffman. As always, guys, any suggestions, questions for some Monday Minutes of your own, send them over to me. My email is jhoff@emsseo.com. Until next week, as always, Jim Hoffman, stay safe.